Listener discretion is advised. This podcast may include profanity and discussion of sensitive topics. Any opinions expressed are those of the speaker and do not reflect the opinions of any other person or entity. Welcome to episode number 4 of the Real Future podcast. My name is John Nyboer, and I'm the producer and host of these conversations. I'm also a Los Angeles-based photographer of street dance culture, and I started this podcast as a way for myself and my audience to hear the personal stories behind the world's largest arts movement. My guest today is Keumsae Pae, one of the world's best robot dancers. The robot style is not simply about imitating mechanical movement or trying to act like a robot. Rather, it embodies a philosophy of a robot trying to become human. This implies an emotional struggle, and Keumsae, with her subtle, detailed movement, creates narrative arcs that bring this struggle to the surface. She is, quite honestly, the rare dancer who can bring tears to my eyes. She is also an essential member of the LA street dance community. When all of us were struggling during the pandemic lockdowns, Keumsae organized the legendary bridge sessions. While everything else was closed, this pedestrian bridge on 3rd and Figueroa Streets in downtown LA became a vital gathering spot 2 nights a week from 9 p.m. until very early the next morning. It started small, but as things opened up, it became a required destination for anyone who was in town. Boppin Andre and Tabo started to come out, and it evolved into a place to learn from legends. We had a great conversation and concluded with a drum and dance exchange. So let's get into the real future with Keumsae Pae. Keumsae, welcome to the Real Future podcast. I really appreciate you doing this, and I'm really excited that you're here.
It's really honored to be here.
One of the reasons I'm so excited is that we have probably spent literally hundreds of hours in the same rooms or outdoor environments, and I've never really talked to you hardly.
That's
right?
true.
And so, first of all, if you thought that's because I'm rude, that's not it. I don't know if you ever talked to me either, so I think we're even. But
yeah.
But it's like it's always really loud, or we're.
But it's not just you. Like actually, like
Really?
a lot of my dancer friend, like actually we not really have some time for get to know each other. So we just meeting together and just dance and that's it.
So it's not just.
Yeah, it's not just you. Like it's happening to everyone. You know, like around my people. I don't think how many people really know about me. I don't
know. I wouldn't presume to know, right? And also, as a photographer, there's a certain.
They know Keumsae, but I don't think they really know who she is.
Right.
You know, like
that's interesting because I know for me, part of being a photographer is like you keep a distance. I don't do that intentionally. It's just kind of natural part of what I do. I also have Okay, this is a really interesting subject. I didn't expect to talk about this, but one of the reasons I wanted to do this is I've had similar experiences with other dancers, not just you, but I've also noticed that, for example, I was talking to a friend of mine. He was asked, Kichi?
Yeah.
So Kichi and I went out to dinner. We have a mutual friend. I connected him with someone. They became neighbors. And I was like, okay, we all got to go out to dinner. So we went to dinner. And my friend starts asking us all this stuff about street dancing. And he's a percussionist.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, so everybody's really extroverted, right? And Kichi are like, no, right? Like dancers are really extroverted when they're dancing, but not necessarily so into talking.
That's really
right?
true.
And so me, because I'm a chatty motherfucker, I'm like, this would be, because there's some people are good talkers, and you see me talking to people, right? But
yeah.
I was like, this would be a good way to get people who want to talk, but don't do it naturally to do it. So do you consider yourself an extrovert or an introvert?
What do you mean exactly?
I mean, extrovert's like someone who talks to people all the time, who gains energy from people, and introvert's more someone who's more withdrawn and shy and finds people exhausting.
Wow. How long that's really crazy part. Everybody know Keumsae, right? Like a lot of dancers know about Keumsae, hey Keumsae. But like really like I'm thought about I staying here like now because I've been LA, I think 2006, I think. Now it's 2025. Wow, I don't think nobody.
Okay, so did you grow up in Seoul? Or
Yeah.
You from Seoul. And did you come here for dance?
Kind of, but not really. I just following in the relationship.
Following relationship.
Yeah. So I doesn't have choice.
Were you dancing at that time?
Yeah. I barely started it.
You barely started.
I think I was studying 2 years, and after that, then I'm moving to.
Were you
USA.
popping, or what was your style?
The first time is in the street, so TV background, TV show, like singer background in the street, right? Like the TV show, like in the street.
Meaning the TV show is called In the Street?
Like it's kind of like a singer is there and the background dancer.
This is a Korean show?
Yeah.
Was it on?
That's how I'm started.
Was it on the what channel was it on? What network?
Like anywhere, like I'm doing cable channel and just regular channel, like everything. Like that's my secret.
You were just a fan, kind of.
No. I'm working on that first. That's my first.
But how were you good enough to get? You know, like how did people know you were a dancer? Because you said you'd only been dancing for 2 years. Most dancers can't get work after, many years, right? But you got work as a dancer right away?
Yeah. Because I'm going club. This is really funny happening. Oh, wow. I can tell my story.
Or like where?
There's something in some club, and then they have a lot of dancer. And then me, I'm just normal. Like, I just enjoyed it, like just go club and dancing. And then that's how everything started. Some professional dancer come up to me. Hey, if you, like, really wanted to be professional, they give it to me some business card. And
really?
Just call us. And that's how join the crew.
Oh wow! And so you're on this show. What was your style of dancing at that time? Like you're in the club. Are you?
It's definitely not what I'm doing right now.
That's where I'm headed. That's where I'm going.
It's just everything routine, like
Okay, so more what I might see on a dance video style or somebody in a club. Like if I walked into the club, you would have.
You're just watching music video, and then you can see that all the background dancers, the industry, like that.
So you were doing that.
Yeah.
All right. So now you're one of the most amazing practitioners, robot style.
I hope so.
You definitely are.
Hope so. One day.
Like what? And I remember when you won. Battle game. I had hardly seen you dance because like I'd see you and you'd maybe be off like practicing with Gold or somebody else, but you wouldn't necessarily get in the circle all the time, right? And so I didn't really know what your dance was all about so much. And then you enter this battle and it was just like, holy shit, right? So I remember when you won that, I was completely blown away, and yet you really, really, really stood out. But you were doing robot and everything's really slow. And I asked you, like, how did you get so much patience? So how did you go from being a club dancer to, like, this extremely disciplined
I think it grow. Like, so first time you doesn't have any picture about what you really wanted to do. And then this everything experience and little by little and give you some answer for where you wanted to be, Yeah. Could be that's the reason why, even my dance, it's like that too. First time I'm not really doing this kind of patient, like technical dance style I do. I didn't even know what I really wanted to do. But I have kept meeting a lot of different people, and I have some chance for get this experience, and then little by little I find out. I'm still find out.
I mean, yeah, that's why you're good, right? Because you're always.
And I hope so.
If you think you know everything, then you're not.
Hope so.
Nobody's
no, I'm good.
Was there a particular dancer who you saw in person or a video of that was doing the robot style that made you, or something similar that made you think, okay, that's it? Do you have a memory of that?
Wow, so many people. Wow, first time, Michael Jackson, I think. I don't know what it is, but I just wanted to move in. It looked magic how he moved.
Yeah,
so like,
yeah.
I don't even know what it is, but I want to do something like that. Like it doesn't feel like that's real, like magic, So I think it does. I think in I cannot say exactly that's really inspired me, but I think that's how to started it. And then after, like, I keep looking for something similar to that. And now I find that that's the animation and robot style. So I think that could be maybe me turning to.
Was there
until right
anybody
now.
who was more of a... Because Michael Jackson is magical, but probably...
And so many people, like Boogie Frantick is
There we
right there
go.
too on the way. And Tabo, like almost everyone, like Robot Mig and Clark and the last person is really changing everything in my mind is that's Boppin Andre.
Yeah. Shout out to
Yeah.
Andre. He's actually in the room chilling over here. Hello, Andre.
Always heard about his
And-
name, but it's not really have a chance for really see what he have.
Yeah, who did
Like
you see?
recently,
Who did you see back in Korea, on video or in person before you came here?
I think it Wave Gino.
Which, I'm sorry,
Wave Gino.
Wave Gino.
Yeah. Ooh.
I don't think I know who this is.
He's almost like first generation in
Yeah?
Korea. Yeah. He's an OG.
A Korean
for
guy.
the Korea. Yeah.
Is he
But
still active?
I don't know what he's doing right now. Maybe he still doing dancing. I think he teaching right now is in China or somewhere.
Okay.
But it's really hard to get his information. But he's the first generation. And he's the only one doing animation too in Korea at that time. Because that time in Korea it's very small, like really small scene. It's not like right now. That time is super small. So we only have one animation crew that time. He's the leader of that crew.
What was that crew?
Myeosung?
Milsong.
Yeah. So this is a really crazy part. I'm sorry.
No, this is...
So this is really crazy because that time in Korea, and scene is very small, and we only have one type of information about this popping or some.
Yeah.
I'm doing popping, so I'm going to say popping.
Okay.
I cannot say I'm not doing popping anymore, but
Yeah.
that's how I'm started it. But so we only have one style that time. That's the only information we can get from.
You and your friends? Or?
Everyone, whole Korea, we have only one type of style we
And it
know.
was popping.
Boogaloo style.
Oh, boogaloo style popping. Okay.
You know? So when I'm coming here, it's actually like I'm getting really frustrated because I can see like people not just dancing that way, have a lot of different way to they dance. So that make me like, what is that? I'm very confused. That's popping? That's not what I saw. That's not what I learned. But they moving different. So that I doesn't have that knowledge that time. So I'm have very confused moment.
So back home, were people doing more just straight up traditional,
Mm-hmm.
right? And here it's more...
Like some people doing like Todd wave and some like patient moving like slow motion. What is that? Like
Do you ever go back? Have you gone back and participated in the scene since you've been here?
Yeah, I did. I think I 2 times.
And can you feel the change?
Little by little, because right now it's a lot of people looking at the social media, so they
Well,
can get it.
I heard about
that. So people can get that the information is more easier than before.
Yeah.
But my time is really hard to, because we're not really, so it's really hard to get the information, But now it's different. It's getting better little by little because they can see things in social media.
Well,
So
certainly
many
on the global
people-
stage, on competitions, Koreans are killing it. Like,
It's true.
there are a lot of
Because to me, if I can say that, because different approach. Here is more like they doing this thing for fun, actually. I don't know, maybe this day, but they more enjoyed it. It's just for fun hobby.
here, you mean?
Yeah.
And what
But
was it back home?
In Korea, it's a little bit different. Everything is competition. You have to be good.
Even when you were coming up back in early 2000s?
Yeah, it's like that too. I have to go in the competition. I have to win. That mindset is a little bit different. We doing this is not for hobby. We doing this one for we have to doing great, like a study. That's the different things. It's not chill. It's not like chill. Like you just have to really look like study.
So if you, say,
So of course they're gonna be good.
so what if somebody is new?
Mm-hmm.
Do they get like, what was the experience? When you were new, did people say, oh, that's no good? Or did they want to teach you? Or how did you?
I'm not gonna. I don't have no judgment either or. It's
No,
both
I know
have good
you.
and bad.
I know you don't.
Know?
What I'm
But-
wondering is your experience when you were new in Korea, and you're saying it was more like you got to be serious.
Yeah.
Did you want it to be serious, or did you think it was going to be fun, and then it became
For
serious?
me, right now, I have both experience, right?
Yeah.
I think the main thing is you have to feel happy because the competitive mind is actually like later on, you feel like you have so many things that are on the way, the direction, but like end of time is feel like, I don't know, like when I'm really happy when I'm dancing time. But I asking myself for like a couple of years ago, like I doesn't feel happy.
You did not.
Yeah, because like this is main thing why I'm starting dancing because I want to make myself happy.
That's why you started.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then on the way I'm studying and then like people coming and like the competitive mind coming, oh, I have to get famous, I have to win this battle. That all that thing, and then now it's like, wow, I lost my point.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm getting better, I'm getting famous little by little, but it's main point is I doesn't feel happy when I'm dancing time. So what's the point? That's everything.
So how did you fix that problem?
I didn't fix it yet. I'm still asking myself how. Like really deep inside, oh wow, this is a really deep conversation. But I don't think I'm really happy. They still feel like it's some, nobody give it to me pressure for anything, but it's just some reason like feel like I'm not enjoying it what I'm doing right now. It's just everything is pressure. Like feel like I have to doing better. I have to doing good. Like feel like even I'm go outside and seeing people is feel like I'm not dancing for myself. Feel like I'm dancing for these people. Like that feeling coming. So still trying to figure it out.
When you say people, you're not talking about the audience, right? Or because
No,
I mean,
I'm talking about-
I guess what I'm saying is, when I see you, and I know other people who are in the audience, whether they're dancers or not, certainly enjoy watching you dance, right? And you probably want us to get something out of what you're doing, yeah? Even if that's not the point?
That's always happening like that. I don't think it's not just me. Like a lot of people, that's naturally happening. You not trying to focus in that happening, but it's naturally you wanted something from these people. You know what I mean? Like
I do know what you mean. This is super interesting because it seems like, to me, I would think, well, if somebody asked me to come somewhere and teach, that would be just to show a sign of respect or a sign that people admired what I was doing and wanted to learn. Like, end of story, right? But it seems like there's something else going on.
I mean, like you like to teach, and then that's fine. You know what I mean? But you wanted to more teaching for because you don't want it to feel like because people has a lot of judgment, right? Like people say maybe this person not really have that much job, and then they're gonna like look at you like you are done or something like that, But that's not the truth. Everybody know that's not the truth, but it's really hard to. Like this is really true talk, really hard to get away from that kind of energy sometimes.
Yes.
So, and sometimes you lost yourself too. Feel like I have to be famous. Oh, you want to be famous? Why? I do really believe, to me, is everyone has some special part. Always, no matter what. You know what I mean? And then that we, not just only one person make this beautiful picture. This we all together and making one beautiful picture. Right?
Yeah.
That's the most beautiful part. But what happened is, I've been doing this for a long time. I was staying outside for a long time. And then one day I realized that I'm too much. So I couldn't find out the balance for myself. So I'm too
Balance
much.
between.
Yeah. Between me and people. So I'm going, I need to be balanced for that. But I'm too much pushing me for somewhere. I'm too much focus on these people, so I didn't take care of myself. So now it's kind of, I feel like I need time to take care of myself because I too much left it on her, and go outside and watching other people dancing and then like give it to some energy and everything. And then I didn't even have no time for take care of myself. So Now is I think it's time a little bit for take care of myself first, so and then I can bring the energy again for some other people, you know. So
yeah,
like
okay. Okay, well,
it makes sense, right?
It does make sense. I think when you come out on the other side of this process, I think it's going to be really great.
Right now is a lot of idea. Actually, like start from this year. I know we just January, barely like a couple of weeks passed by, but like I'm planning for some couple of things, but it's gonna be a little bit different than before. Not just gonna be just only session, but right now is I'm keep thinking.
Can I get any specifics? Any teaser?
I can.
Okay.
But
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope I'm invited. Did you enjoy teaching at Unimate? You had a workshop. I thought it was really cool. I was there.
Oh, you saw? Right? Oh, yeah,
Remember, I was there.
Right?
I even made a little video thing about it.
Do I like that? You know, but actually, can I tell you something really true? I love to learn. Like learn from somebody because that one is feel like I'm getting upgrade or something.
Upgrade?
But yeah. All day make me better, you know, like feel good, you know. But when you teaching somebody, it's feel actually more tired because you give it to them something like that kind of feeling. But now I realize that teaching is actually making you getting better too.
Right.
You know?
Once you get over the anxiety of it, right?
But before, that's how my mindset. So I don't want it to teach because like teaching is making me always so tired because everybody have a different like kind of process. So like some people understand what I'm saying, some people doesn't understand what I'm saying. Like you have to make the balance for that. So wow, teaching is really difficult. It's really stress actually, you know.
Right.
But learning is fun because just somebody tell you like what to do, you know. Oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, and I'm just following the direction, you know. So doesn't feel any stress or anything. Like
you gotta pay the cost to be the boss. I think is what they say, right?
But now I'm trying to teaching because now I find that actually teaching is not just you give it away. You're actually learning something from that. Learning and teaching. That balance is very important.
Right. Otherwise, you just explode. You take it all in. You just keep taking it in. And oh my God, it's gotta come out. Yeah. As far as storytelling goes, right? Like I remember at I think it was the first Unimate battle, and you did something, and you came out, and you were like 1. And then you demonstrated 1 and 2, and it actually made me cry. Like whatever and this is, I've talked about this with other day. I think I talked about this with Freedom especially, but what I'm wondering is the storytelling is not, literal, right? It's not, I went to the market and I bought some eggs and then I made a cake or whatever. It's way more abstract than that. So when you did something like number 1, 2, where you have something that is very specific, but
right now,
do you think of it before? Like, do you think of this grand story, or is it all in the moment?
That idea always like every time I'm doing some battle is I'm bringing something, right? Like trash can or something, right? It's really weird. But every time I'm go some battle event and I seeing this everything, and then I feel like I need to bring in this subject. I think, and I wanted to bring in this subject. So it's not like battle competition anymore to me. It's like we feel like we're missing something right here, and I want to bring in this subject right here, like or something like that. So I'm just look at that situation, and then I think, and I'm making this story for that night.
And for you, is it a story that could be written, or is it more abstract?
It's just happening. It's just randomly like I think I'm gonna bring in this subject right now. Like it's not like I want to battle this person right now. I'm not focused on this person right now. I'm focused on this everything right now, this whole situation, and then that made me.
So you're like, where's the space? You go into that space.
Yeah, because the battle is you have to just only focus on this person, right? Because you're battling this person, but I'm not actually focusing on this person. I just focus on this whole situation right now, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that made me bring in that kind of some subject.
Do you see yourself as competitive?
I do.
You do?
I did. But I'm very competitive before. But now I cannot say I'm competitive because I want to just see more bigger than that. Like, because it's not like I'm trying to do, but like now I can see a little bit more things. Could be maybe age, I don't know. Maybe could be like I have a lot of experience for this scene, I don't know. But it's not like just that. Like I can see, even I don't want to, but I can see more far away things. What's the more important right here, right now, like something like that.
Right.
So I'm not gonna say I'm not competitive. I'm competitive. I want to doing good. You know,
Yeah.
Who don't want it to be good? You know, like you go outside, you want to doing great. You know, like
Yeah.
you want to be got some spotlight. You know, but like right now that's not everything. You know, like it has a more important thing, and before you couldn't see, and now I can see it. You know?
Yeah. You got any questions for me?
John.
Yeah. That's my name.
Because we really first time it's like, wow, this person is really, I'm actually really feel great for you every time, because I don't know, maybe that could be is my judgment too, because like we are like in hiding in somewhere and just to share what we like to do, and somebody actually really pay attention for their art. It's like tell us like you guys are doing amazing thing. It's some like you give it a lot of good energy for that. You actually make us feel special.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like
that's good. I mean, that is definitely the intent, but you never know, right?
yeah, always.
So
like,
that's nice to hear.
like actually you more care about our art, you know, like our dance actually. So that make me like, wow, I feel so grateful. Who's gonna taking our pictures like that? You know what I mean? Like that's real love and support. Like we actually we doesn't even that much care about each other too, you know, like but somebody came always and taking ours nice picture, like positive for what we doing, like that one is you share amazing. Actually, not this is not the question, but that's how I feel about you every time.
That is not a question. You're right, but I it's good to hear that, because you just never know. You know, you never know. Like
I didn't tell you, but that's how
some people tell me sometimes, and you have always been really. Actually, you have let me know that you appreciate what I do.
because this day is every I don't know, like that, right? People want to taking picture of somebody cool, you know. Nobody wanted to really that much taking picture for some ugly person or something like that, right? Like everybody wanted to be something. Everybody focus. They wanted to focus on something good.
But everybody's so beautiful when they're doing
That's what
what
I'm
they
saying.
what they
Like,
that's why this is so beautiful to me, right?
so like some people can see that everything is not just like that's the only judgment. Like only this is the beautiful. This is not. Only this is. Some people can see this. Everything is beautiful.
I wonder.
Like
Yeah, so I'm glad you mentioned the art. And by the way, if you have a question, just you can butt
How
in.
old are
I'm
you?
not. Go for it.
so. What's the main you love to do? Like I know you have a lot of different talent, like picture, music.
Well,
You love dance too.
I think to some extent I understand what you were talking about earlier about your sort of I thought I wanted to do this and then I didn't. And I think I'm someone who's just always liked to do a lot of things. And I'm kind of a terrible business person, right? And so I would go through these phases. Like drumming was my thing that I put time into, like whether I was working at an office building or whether I was working at a restaurant or whatever the heck I was doing, I was always drumming. I was always in bands. But I never was like, oh, I've got to be a professional drummer. I got to be on tour. I got to, for I think a variety of reasons. Probably one, I wasn't really raised with a good role model for that. Two, I think honestly, like the idea of being in a van with a bunch of stinky guys for like 3 months traveling around is not that appealing to me. Like I'm kind of like I need my alone time, right? I love people. I love to be out. I love going to see music or be on stage. But then I'm like I want to go away. So I think like I've always been interested in all of the arts and in people. And once I started taking pictures, it was a way where I could be engaged without having to, I could represent myself through something else, like kind of keep this kind of distance, right? And it wasn't, so I think it's just taken me time to figure out what I want to do. And I think the only real strength that I have is
so
that.
this is everything what you do right now? You're just trying to get experience for find out what you really wanted to do.
Yeah, you know what I think I've come to realize after 50 plus years is that I'm okay with that. Like I was always uncomfortable with you go to like some party or like, and Americans are really good at it. What do you do? And I never knew what the fuck to say, right? and I've come to realize, so what? I'm okay with it. Most people who answer that question are full of it anyway, right? Like, I'm a lawyer. Like, but if they were really to talk to you, they'd be like, yeah, I'm a lawyer, but I hate it, right? So like, so okay, great. So your mother-in-law loves you, but like, what else you got? So I just keep searching, right? And so I still can play drums, but I don't practice. I'm not in bands, and I just kind of dedicated myself to photography. And now, when the pandemic hit, I got myself a little MIDI keyboard and I started making music, and I'm getting back into music, but in a different way, right? And then this photography was a way for me to connect to people. Right now, it really, really bothers me what's going on in society as far as people being afraid of each other. And when I encountered the street dance community, I was like, okay, I don't mean to ideal. I know there's problems. I know there's rivalries. I know there's bullshit. But in general, these are people who are not afraid to get together and work some things out, to be together, to like touch each other, right? To say, hey, to be like, oh, where are you from? Not like, where are you from? But like, oh, where are you from? Because I want to know where you're from. So I loved that about this. And then it led me back into music. And then I realized, I love talking to people, right? I'm sure you've seen me at an event chatting somebody's ear off in the corner, right? Like, not all dancers are great talkers, but the ones who like to talk, I want to know. Like, I want to learn about this. Not just about them, but about this culture, about the dance itself. And so that's why we're here. Because I realized, well, I like to talk to people. I've got some equipment. Let's start getting these stories out there. So this is a long way of getting back to, and thank you for asking me that. And I hope, did I answer your question? Was that a good enough answer? Okay. So you mentioned the art, right? And one of my focal points that I want to maintain on this podcast is street dance as an art form, right? Because I know, like most people my age, like American people my age, that have nothing to do with hip hop culture or dance culture, they kind of think street dance went away in 1992, right? They think of break-in and they think of people on cardboard at their high school, even though this has become the world's largest arts movement. I don't think it's close, right? I don't think it's close. This is the world's largest participatory arts movement is street dance. And the level of skill and the vocabulary and the forms and all of this is just like evolved over 50 years to become something that's as should be seen as an art form, not just as something like doing stunts or that kids do on TikTok. TikTok obviously can be great for some people and is great for dancers, but like I want to.
You like TikTok?
I don't have an account. I don't know. Right? I'm not trying to keep up. Right? I use Instagram, but I appreciate that. I appreciate that people in Kazakhstan can now have something to look at before they get to meet someone. Right? Like
always good.
There's an opportunity there, but in general, this is not seen as an art form except by the people who do it. Right? Street dancers are most often performing for themselves, which is very unusual. Right? You look at any other form of performing art, the goal is to get on in front of people you don't know. And street dance, there are people who do that, of course, but not anywhere near the scale of this thing. I mean, millions of people doing this every freaking day. And a few of them are starting to get, I think, the attention, you know, and get on the stages that they should be on and be seen like ballet dancers or like this and that. So, and I see you as someone at that level. Like what you do is so refined and communicates so much in, you know, very small movements, that that's why I wanted to talk to you, right? Because I think what you do is art and not just some sideshow. When you started doing it, what did you think? Did you feel like love? Did you feel pain? Did you feel joy? Like, was there a specific type of emotion like Chibi, another person who just like, for all the mechanics and all the awe-inspiring physicality, what he does, it's the emotion that's killing
depend
me.
what I'm focused. Maybe the time is I'm focused and just lobot. Like I just want it to be lobot, and then Chibi gonna be like, wow.
But it's not just wow, right? It's like there's an emotional.
Yeah, it's like
it's deep.
But it's not, to me, it's maybe I'm seeing something like that. I'm not pain. I'm just happy. Feel happy. You know, like,
I don't mean deep pain.
I'm like,
I just mean deep.
Not painful.
I think joy is the deepest, honestly. You know?
And me, it's like, I just like it. Like a little kid, you know? We're doing little kid things, right? So like a little kid, like something like, oh.
Can we do a little kid thing?
Oh, yeah.
So please feel free to say no. I promise. But I've got an electronic drum kit over here. Would you mind trying the little dancing and drumming?
Oh, I think I'm seeing this in my dream. Yeah, of course.
You down?
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to take me about 5 minutes to move things.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was really good to get to know you a little bit and to talk about this stuff. And let me rearrange the set and we'll get to it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Let's do little kid things.